Baby, we full of sin, horrible, harlots, ratchets, Delilahs, okay? It's giving Jezebel, Rahab. That's what the people of God think. They say, you want to know where the hoes at? They in the church. And I said, oh, Jesus. But is there truth in both of those stereotypes? Yes, it is, okay? Do I have hoe friends? Sure. Do I? I am blessed, I am blessed. I am blessed, I am blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed, I am blessed. What's up, besties? It's your girl, Sheridan S. Davis, and welcome to the inaugural episode of my brand new podcast. This podcast is called Church Girls Unfiltered, where we discuss everything related to girls who were raised like me in the church, okay? And for people who love us. So, welcome. I don't know what this is going to be. I just know that this is something that I've had on my heart to do. You know, I kind of started doing it a little bit with my last podcast, which was called Good Girl, Rich Life. And I just wanted to pick it up and do it again. I kind of left Good Girls, Rich Life not feeling like I gave it my best. So in the beginning, I was doing very well. And that inconsistency spirit, okay, fell upon me and I fell apart, okay? But we had a really good time at Good Girl, Rich Life. But now we are back with Church Girls Unfiltered. And I feel like, if I may be honest, this is very much connected to my purpose and my call, not just doing something to do it. Does that make sense? So I don't know what it's going to be like, but I want y'all to hit that thumbs up button if you are watching on YouTube. And if you are listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure you rate, okay? Rate the podcast. We need you to rate it, not just listen. Rate the podcast so we kind of know what you guys are feeling. And when I say we, I mean me and my team. Let us know what you're thinking, what you're feeling. If you like the vibes over here, hopefully you will. So, thumbs up. All right, you guys, so welcome to the first episode. I'm so excited to talk to you. You know, communication is what I do. I love to talk to the people. And this episode is entitled, What is a Church Girl Anyway? Okay? What is a church girl anyway? Now, we will have episodes dropping every Monday. So y'all stay tuned because, yeah, it's going to be good. Now, listen. What is a church girl anyway? Let's actually start with what a church girl is not. A church girl is not perfect. There are two different schools of thoughts about church girls. The first one is that we think we perfect. We think we got it all together, very pristine, very buttoned up, boring, basic. That's what we've been taught, okay? Or people have said about us. That's one area, which is so funny to me because nobody who spent time with me solo has ever said I was boring. Nor have they said I was basic. Another stereotype about church girls is that we're judgmental. And I've gotten that in the past, but it was from people who really ain't know me. When people actually know me, they like, girl, you are so not judgmental. Let me learn from you. Let me learn about God from you or whatever. So that was people who really ain't know me or people who were jealous of me. But we'll talk about that in another episode. The other end of what people think about us is, baby, we full of sin, horrible, harlots, ratchets, Delilahs, okay? It's giving Jezebel, Rahab. That's what the people of God think. They say, you want to know where the hoes at? They in the church. And I said, oh, Jesus. But is there truth in both of those stereotypes? Yes, it is, okay? Do I have hoe friends? Sure. Do I? Sure. But, you know, I think the point of me saying that and acknowledging what all these type of girls are, you know, what kind of girls I know in the church, I think the point of me acknowledging that is to simply say, church girls are your girls. We the home girls, okay? We are smart, could be. We were just brought up in the fear and knowledge of God. We are like everybody else. We just kind of know who God is. And so now the question is the church down on the inside of you, or did you just grow up in church? For me, the church grew up in me, and I grew up in church. Amen. I am a church girl. A lot of people think that I think I'm perfect just because of the whole abstinence piece. Listen, that doesn't make me perfect. And if truth be told, while yes, I am abstaining until marriage, raise your hand if sometimes you get sick of that. Ooh, I don't think I was supposed to tell nobody. For those who are just listening, yes, I raised my hand, okay? I get sick of it, not because I don't want to abstain, but I'm ready for a new story. Where my husband, I'm sick of this story. I'm sick of the testimony. I'm sick of that being my, just what I'm known for. I'm tired of it, okay? Now, when I say that jokingly, but it's some truth in it, okay? When I pledged to abstain until marriage, I was but a child. I know I'm a child, and I may not know very much. Y'all remember that song? I was but a child. Nobody, none of these hussies told me what it would be like to be abstaining while ovulating. Nobody. Nobody told me what it would be like abstaining till they in their 30s. Abstaining never had sex until you in your 30s. Nobody told me that. I didn't have a meat growing up. Now, I knew some people who were abstaining because they had strayed away and then they, had practiced abstinence thereafter. But I didn't know. Nobody was like, I didn't have a me, basically. And so I have had to figure things out between me and the Holy Spirit by trial and error, okay? When people be getting up to me, you know your boundaries. No, everybody don't. I was not testing those boundaries. I ain't let nobody son kiss me in my mouth until very late in life. We'll talk about that in more episodes, okay? Very late in life, okay? So with that being said, I never thought that I would still be abstaining until I was in my 30s. Never. I thought I was going to give God a good yes until I was 22. 25 at the max. And that 25 is 9 years ago. So I was not prepared for this. I'm just having an unfiltered moment. And to be honest, to get even more unfiltered, the struggle is it feels like sometimes abstinence hinders my dating life. The men of God don't want to abstain. I think I've only known one or two men to abstain. Personally, I'm talking about personally my whole life. Right. So, if y'all know something, let me know. I would love to interview them on the podcast. But the men of God don't want to abstain. So what happens when you have questions? Then I get a possible PCOS diagnosis thrown over my head, dangled over my head. And it's like, Lord, well, I don't really know if I can have babies. I don't know if I'm infertile because I'm not having sextivities and I'm in my mid-30s. So the struggle is real. The struggle is real. What happens when you have FOMO? When you feel like you have a fear of missing out on life because you gave God your yes? What happens when you feel like your yes to God is hindering your dating life? Listen, just to be fully transparent, I have settled for relationships and situationships simply because they were there. It was nothing like what I deserved, but it was there in the moment. And what happens when it feels like, God, are you hindering me in love? Is my relationship and my devotion to you hindering me from having a relationship with somebody's son? Yeah, these are real conversations that we will have on this podcast. There were times when in real life I could have made a coochie appointment. Okay, I'm just saying it. However, it's not so much that I wanted to have sex. It was about the companionship. And I didn't want the consequences of life, the aftermath of that decision, because baby, I am on social media, and if nothing keeps me abstaining more, it's watching people's lives on socials. My God, today. So all of those will be questions about abstinence. We'll talk about church giving. We'll talk about all those things, because there are some people who grew up in church and will not go back. Why? you know do I understand them? We'll talk about it. So we'll have unfiltered real talk conversations on this podcast, so you can just get ready for that. Real talk, I was looking at, I believe her name is Apostle. I don't know if it's Apostle, Prophet, Pastor, whatever. T. Renee Glenn on social media, people sharing her and how she, oh my gosh, she's a mighty woman of God and all this stuff. And I was like, she is a mighty woman of God, but she scares me. Because, Lord, is that going to be me sitting up 60 still talking about I'm abstaining to marriage? While that's good for some people want that. Some people don't want to get married. I want Jesus to walk with me and somebody's son, okay? But I don't want to settle for just anything. If I were going to settle, baby, I could have been got married. So I think it's okay to question God, because I've had to learn that it's okay to question him. I really desire the answers. And I've also had to grieve my timeline. Grieve the timeline, not just for marriage, but having kids, owning a home, all the things. I've had to grieve the timeline and trust in God. Submit my timeline to God. Is that easy? No, I have to remind myself every day, we're not bound by time. We're not bound by time. And so with Church Girls Unfiltered, I'm just going to give y'all my heart and tell y'all the truth. Sometimes I don't feel like the church. I'm not talking about my church, but the church in general. Well, I'll say the Black church. I don't feel like it's the safest place for Black women, let alone Black single women. And so we need to talk about that. Different disparities and things that have happened on the news. And we'll talk about all of those things, because we need to have a space. We need to have a space where we can discuss. So this is it. Transparently speaking, a few months ago, a man told me, and this was not a stranger, a man told me that he was looking for a first lady. He's a pastor. He's looking for a first lady, and he felt like I fit the bill. And I rolled my eyes so hard. Now, see, this is what I be talking about, because I be talking about I want to get married and stuff like that, but then when these men of God come to me, I be like, ew, no! But I was disgusted. Not disgusted, but I didn't want any parts of it, because I knew from the way he even approached me that he wasn't looking for a partner. He wasn't looking for a partner. He was looking for someone to play a role. And so, am I looking to be somebody's first lady? No. If I happen to marry a pastor, then I'll be his wife, okay? And we'll talk about what that looks like in ministry. But I want somebody to run the women's ministry. Get back, Satan. Because when you marry for ministry, you will rarely make it, from what I've seen. So anyway, I can't wait to talk to you guys. This is just the inaugural episode. I can't wait to talk to y'all about things that plague us. Truthfully, in relationships, church girls are more susceptible to marry narcissists. I wonder why. Because we are bred to accept and take any and everything in the name of the Lord. And I don't think that's right. So I want y'all to stay tuned. This is just the beginning. It's just to get your feet wet, to let you know that we're here. It's coming. It's a teaser, an appetizer, if you will. The messages out here for us church girls are very confusing. Sometimes it feels like holiness, and sometimes it really gives the Twilight Zone. So I want to know, am I here alone? Am I the only one who's thinking these ways? I want to hear your thoughts and your experiences as well. Some of us believe in holiness, and some of us have been bamboozled by the image of what we're supposed to portray. I want to give us permission to take our mask off and just be daughters. You're not here to lay hands on nobody. You're not here to minister to nobody. Just be a daughter, God's daughter, and just be. So anyway, let's give our church girl gems for the week. Our key takeaways, okay? Here's what I'm learning, sis. Number one, I've learned that I have to stop resenting my walk with God, thinking I'm going to miss out on something that's fabulous and somewhere else, right? I have to stop resenting my walk with God because of FOMO. That's number one. Number two, my path will not look like anyone else's. And that is okay. Y'all want to know why I wanted to get married early and have kids early and stuff like that? Number one, because that's what I saw. But number two, because I had a fear of dying and felt like I was going to die and my kid would be like 7 if I had them late in life and be by themselves. Why was I thinking like that? God, you own the time, and my times are in your hands. Number three, like I told you before, I've had to grieve my timeline that I plan for myself and trust God with the time He has created. Isaiah 55:8 tells us that His thoughts are not our thoughts, and His ways are not our ways. If I trust Him with my blessings, surely I could trust Him with times. So even though abstinence feels heavy, and whatever your thing is, it might not be abstinence. Your thing might be you want to be a homeowner or you want a better job. Whatever your thing is, and you feel like God is not doing it in time, submit your time to Him. So what is a church girl? Being a church girl has nothing to do with perfection. It has nothing really to do with clothes. Because according to some people, I don't dress modest enough to be considered a church girl. But they can't deny that oil that's on my life, though. But they talk about them outfits. It's okay. The Lord is working on me. But what is a church girl? It rarely has anything to do with the clothes. It really has anything to do with being judgmental or anything like that. Honestly, church girls are just your home girls who are just out here trusting God. That's it. That's all. So welcome to the podcast, you guys. This is your girl, Sheridan S. Davis. We're going to talk about any and everything pertaining to us, church girls. And let me tell you guys, I have started a ministry. It is called Church Girls. So I want you to go on over to Facebook and join our group on Facebook. It is the ministry group. It's really dope. It's called Church Girls, the Official Sisterhood. Go ahead and join the group. Answer the 3 questions and we'll go ahead and let you in. It's a good time, good vibes over there. And we will have Bible study every week. So y'all tune in to Church Girls Unfiltered and join our page on Facebook, Church Girls, the Official Sisterhood. Y'all, Church Girls is not just a moment. I'm telling you right now. It's a movement. Stay tuned.